I just want to welcome you here to this moment of time because I believe the Holy Spirit has something He wants to say to you. Bold prayers honor God. Prayers that make our knees quiver, prayers that bring doubt, prayers that cause you to question because of bad past experiences, prayers that are so bold that you say, I prayed something like this before. I have even prayed this before, and I haven't seen an answer. Bold prayers honor God. And God honors bold prayers. Imagine the Elijah moment. Him standing before the king, he says, I'm just tired of this. Let's see whose God is God. Whichever one sends fire from heaven and burns up the altar, that's God. And the people, the nation, let them serve that God. That took some boldness. We're to draw circles to emphasize, to make important situations and circumstances, to bring our attention in prayer. Joshua had marched to the border of the promised land. He's lost Moses. He's now in charge of everything. He is overwhelmed. And he has been here before. And the last time he was here, he was sent as a spy. And he and Caleb came back and said, this is God's promise. This is God's call. But the other 10, they spent 40 days saying, this is the worst idea possible. God is not in this. Do you have any idea how big? We're like ants. They're going to squish us. They're going to smash us. They're going to stomp us out. You have no hope. You have no way. You have no resources. Come on, think here a little bit. Do you get it? Because of the words of criticism, because of their lack in belief in God, when God says, I'm giving you the promised land. Not taking you to look at it and go, ha ha. They would not believe God. And they spent 40 years, after 40 days of grumbling, wandering in the wilderness. Now Joshua's back. He's facing a walled city. And you know what he says this time? I don't want any words from you at all. You keep your mouth shut. We're not saying a word. We're going to march around this city. You're going to be silent. It's not going to be any criticism. There's not going to be folks cursing our kids, cursing our spouses, cursing our situation, cursing our finances. Oh, why'd God bring us here? Doesn't He care about us? God, where are you? What's going on? We're not going to curse it anymore. You know why there are no words? Because there's victory in progress. Victory that God promised. Victory that God's unfolding. Victory that God's at work for. So they circle Jericho. Bold prayers that honor God are prayers that reflect my confidence in God. I'm just going to say this. I've been leading up to it. If you're criticizing, if half your words, if 10% of your words are critical, you need to stop talking. You need to change it with some real good prayer and not critical prayer. Prayer is a blessing. You need to change that. He faces 50-foot high walls, 6 feet deep, 11 in some spots. But God gives him confidence. In Joshua 6:1 and 21, he says this, I have given you Jericho, its king, and all its strong warriors. How can I do this, God? What's possible? Joshua, don't be afraid. Be bold. I've given you the king and all his strong warriors. Many of us just hold the promise right now. Will this be real? Will this be real? The verse starts with, the gates are shut up. I cannot get in. They're locked away. Has something been shut up? Has something been locked away? Has something been fortified in your life that you can believe it's not possible? Has something come against you? Is there something hidden? Is there something secret? Is there something out of reach? Has a dream died? Has a hope died? It's locked up to you? God says, I've given you its king, and I've given you its strong warriors. I'm not preaching here today. I'm trying to share God's heart to you. I don't want you getting emotional. I want you to sense the presence of God. I want him to hear him speaking to you. Be bold. Stop being afraid. I've given the king. I've given his heart. Whatever you think is undoable, I am doing it. But bold prayers require persistence. That you keep praying, that you don't quit. And in that praying, in that seeking, God's going to give you a plan. And here's the plan he gives him. All right, Joshua, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get all the men, you're going to line them all up. Okay, that's always a good one, okay? Do we bring ramparts? Do we ladders? Do we bring things like that to repel? We're going to have archery come first? No. What we're going to do first is we're going to put all the priests up front with trumpets. And they're going to blow trumpets. And the rest of us are going to march around behind them and not say a word. I don't know if you're a warrior, if you're an army man, if you're in military, that's not a plan. We're going to what? I don't even get to say, you look ugly? I don't get to do anything? And Joshua, chapter 6, verse 15. On the seventh day, they marched 7 times. And the priests sounded the horns. And Joshua commanded the people, shout, for the Lord has given you the town. Shout, and the walls came tumbling down. We know the song. We know that. But did you know the story? Because the real story is, day 1, they're saying, I'm not supposed to say anything, but you're nuts, Joshua. Here's what I'm thinking. You're totally nuts. Day 3. This is so stupid. We're out here. We're getting hot. We're getting sweaty. They're looking down on us. They're laughing at us and saying, what? You're going to come up here, sissy boy? Come on. I'm going to give you sissy. What is going on? Day 6. I am done with this. I am over with this. I'm out of here. When I get back to camp, I'm checking out. Day 7. All right already. How many times do we march around it? 4, 5, 6? Come on, 6 is enough. I quit. Some of us have been praying for a long time. And many have quit. There are many that have quit. Not you, because you're here today. Not you, because you're watching. But there are many who have said, you know what does it matter? I'm just going to check out and just kind of enjoy my life and just live my life, and they've checked out. Right before the victory. Here's what's amazing to me. We quit and we don't even know what God is bringing us to. They had no idea. They had some inkling of what the promised land. They had no idea what it was going to be. Right before what God was going to reveal and give, they're saying, let's go back to Egypt. Let's go back to the way it was. Let's just live our lives and not receive what God has for us. Not receive what God has for us. I'm not going to do what you ask, Holy Spirit, because I don't want to receive what God has for me. Don't stop on 6. You keep walking. Josephus, a Jewish scholar, confirms and tells the story again that was passed from rabbi to rabbi of a story of what happened in a period right before Jesus came. If you read in the Bible, you find there's 400 years of silence. Everyone's kind of gone off and done their own thing, and so God's not responding. And there's 400 years. There's no prophets. And a drought has come to the generation right before Jesus comes. A drought that threatens to wipe out the entire nation. And so Handai, who's this kind of eccentric guy, is called to come, and he's going to come in prayer. Miracles are a distant, far idea. No one has seen someone rise from a wheelchair. No one has seen someone raised from the dead. No one has seen the miracles of God. They've not seen it, and they just kind of heard about stories in the Red Sea and things like that. And he dares to pray. He believes that even though the people are not listening to God, God is still listening to us. I should do something for somebody here. And so he goes and gathers the people and he begins to pray. And he takes his stick and he begins to draw a circle in the sand around him. Creator of the universe. I've come to pray that it would rain. And it begins to rain almost instantly. I will not depart this circle until it rains.
Hello, I hope we've added value to your life today. Would you take a moment to subscribe so that you don't miss any live streams? And then the other thing I want to let you know is share this with a friend. And just remember, every Sunday you can be with us live. Thanks for sharing this moment.